broke loose. Pale skin spread across European populations at a pace that looks almost sudden next to the 300,000-year span of the human story. Something accelerated it, something recent enough that we can actually date it. And the leading explanation is not, on its face, about skin at all. It's about what happened when your ancestors stopped hunting and started farming. Hunter-gatherers, whatever their skin tone, ate a diet that quietly backed up whatever vitamin D their skin was struggling to produce. Fatty fish, organ meat, shellfish, foods naturally dense in it. Even a population with fairly dark skin at a northern latitude had a nutritional safety net under them. Then, starting roughly 10 to 12,000 years ago, agriculture took over. Grain-based diets, wheat, barley, and oats, replaced that varied intake. Reliable calories, yes. Stored food through winter, yes, but almost none of it carried vitamin D. The safety net that had been quietly propping up darker-skinned northern populations for tens of thousands of years disappeared in the space of a few generations. Suddenly, skin wasn't a backup system for getting enough vitamin D. It was the only system, and that changed the math completely. Even a small mutation that let slightly more UV through, slightly more vitamin D synthesis, slightly stronger bones, slightly safer childbirth, became disproportionately valuable overnight. There's a second piece that made this spread fast instead of slow. Farming villages weren't small, scattered hunter-gatherer bands of 50 people anymore. They were dense, connected, numbering in the hundreds, linked to neighboring villages. A helpful mutation in a population like that doesn't take tens of thousands of years to spread. It can move through a network of descendants in a few thousand. Diet collapse plus population density. That's the combination researchers point to for why European depigmentation looks less like a slow drift and more like something that hit fast forward right around the time agriculture did. Which means the thing that changed your ancestors' skin color wasn't really about sunlight and isolation. It was about what happened when they changed what they ate. And here's where this stops being a story about the distant past. Skin color has been used for centuries to sort people into categories, as though it told you something permanent, something ancient and fixed about who belongs where. But the actual research says almost the opposite. Jablonski and Chaplin's data, cross-checked against satellite UV measurements across the globe, shows skin tone tracking one thing consistently: how much ultraviolet radiation hit that specific patch of Earth, generation after generation. It's not a hierarchy. It's a dial, a slow biological instrument calibrated to a location, not a rank. And the dial is still connected to us. Right now, indoors, under electric light, wearing sunscreen when we do go outside, eating a diet that mostly doesn't come from wherever our ancestors actually stood, a huge number of people across every skin tone are running low on vitamin D. The exact same pressure that reshaped populations over thousands of years hasn't vanished. We've just muted it with supplements and fortified milk instead of pigment. Your ancestors didn't choose a side in this. There was no better option, no worse one. Just a location and a body running the only calculation it's ever known how to run. What keeps you alive long enough to pass this on. Every shade of human skin alive today is the same 300,000-year-old survival code. Still executing, just running on different local settings. The sun never picked favorites. It just kept showing up, indifferent, exactly the same everywhere. And evolution spent a few 100,000 years figuring out every possible way to survive it.